What's up everyone and welcome back to the channel. Guys, Skylar and Plux Adventure on Clover Island is one game I'm looking forward to. Now, I haven't talked about this game for like 3 months now. News have been dry when it comes to like gameplay trailers or anything like that. We actually haven't received any new gameplay trailer ever since the last one. But the team has been very active on Twitter. They've been sharing a bunch of screenshots. And about that, very recently they've shared 2 brand new ones, which reveal a brand new area, a brand new world. When a developer is active on Twitter or any social media, that's great. Fans will realize that, hey, they're answering all of our questions. And by doing so, by answering questions, by being active, that builds a bond with the fan base, and that's something very important. Not only will they get feedback, but the fans will truly appreciate the developer. Anyways, since I'm bringing you guys this video, I decided to summarize the main points that were mentioned in my old Skylar and Plux video. In that video, I made a very brief analysis. I pretty much went over the gameplay and stuff. You can go ahead and check it out if you want, but I'm still gonna give you guys a small summary. While doing so, I'm also gonna go over some stuff I haven't gone over yet. So with that being said, let's jump right into it. Alright, what is Skylar and Plux Adventure on Clover Island? It's an old style 3D platformer, which is something I absolutely adore. This is the kind of genre I grew up with, and that's one of the main reasons I will be purchasing this game. Alright, the game is being developed by Right Nice Games, and being published by Grip Digital. And here's a cool story about the team. Skylar and Plux used to be a student project, according to Grip Digital. Right Nice Games, a team composed of 5 people, yes, 5 people are working on this game, guys, that's impressive. Their project, at a point, kept receiving a bunch of awards in Sweden, so at that point, the team probably told themselves, hey, why not show this game to a lot more people outside of Sweden? They probably told themselves, hey, platformers aren't that present anymore. Since a lot of people in Sweden are loving the project, why not work on this project even more and turn it into an actual game which people will love? A lot of us grew up with this genre. The fact that platformer games are slowly starting to see the light of day is awesome. Today's generation will get the chance to play the types of games we all used to play as kids. And the fact that there's another developer out there working on a platformer, it's absolutely great. Okay, now I'm not implying that platformers are completely dead. It's just that we see them less frequently these days. Anyways, about the whole thing about the student project, Right Nice Games, one of the members, Leo Tuavio, I probably mispronounced the last name, I apologize, but the person shared a lot more detail, and this was during an interview with Gaming Trend. Let's start from the beginning. The people that form Right Nice Games met during a games education program in Stockholm called Future Games. It all started as a 4-week school project in January 2015. During these 4 weeks, we created a game called Adventure on Clover Island that would become the prototype that was going to evolve into Skylar and Plux Adventure on Clover Island. When Adventure on Clover Island won the Swedish Game Awards, we knew that we had to make the game into a finished product and release it on the market. That's what triggered the creation of the studio Right Nice Games. At that time, Right Nice Games only had one goal: to release Skylar and Plux Adventure on Clover Island. Today, it has grown into something so much bigger. Yes, today it has grown into something bigger. And why? Because people love this genre. Like I said 50 times, a lot of people grew up with this genre. This is what got them into gaming in the first place. Right Nice Games, Grip Digital, thank you. Thanks for bringing more platformers to the table. This feeling, knowing that a developer out there is working on a type of game we used to play as a kid, is just great. And I hope that publishers one day realize that, hey, we still want these games. I think I'm rambling, I apologize, but just like what Right Nice Games mentioned, Skylar and Plux is a response to the lack of modern 3D platformers. There you have it, folks. Alright, if I'm not mistaken, back in July, during this interview at E3, Grip Digital explained that the game was inspired by games such as Banjo-Kazooie, Ratchet Clank, Jak and Daxter, Crash Bandicoot. Pretty much old style platformer games. And after watching the gameplays, it's pretty much a mix of everything. And it looks pretty cool. Now, for confirmed worlds or anything like that, there's actually 4 environments in the game. We have desert, we have snow, we have this tropical island, I'm assuming it's Clover Island, and this screenshot right here, I think it's called the fishing village, yes, if I'm not mistaken. And we have an area with a bunch of lava. For the name of the worlds, we don't know much. We only know the oasis, and this is where we stop time and stuff like that. We have old artifacts, these old statues, and a bunch of puzzles. Yes, the game will have puzzles, just like any old style platformer. Like I just said, the gameplay is a mix of everything. We have gadgets, weapons, hidden areas, treasures. It's a collectathon we're talking about, basically. Skylar, the main character in the game, will have minor upgrades. We have our mechanical arm, the ability to slow down time. I'm assuming we can make it last longer. We pretty much much can upgrade perks in this game. About the mechanical arm, the power glove plays one important role in the game. You can pick up a time orb using the power glove. You can slow down time. The time orb can be used as a weapon as well. You can throw objects, rocks at enemies. You can also activate platforms to get across, and it also works as a swing shot. Oh, and you can also reveal hidden areas, which is pretty cool. For other upgrades, we can also upgrade Skylar's armor. Now, according to Right Nice Games, the game will have 3 main upgrades. So far, we've seen 2. We have the jetpack, which we can collect on Clover Island in the beginning, I'm assuming, and the time orb, the power glove, basically. It was also explained that these main upgrades will be obtained in each world. Now, the question is, 3 main upgrades, right? 1 in each world. Does that mean that the game will only have 3 worlds? No one knows. It kinda sounds short, but since the game will take place on a huge island known as Clover, I'm assuming these worlds will have a bunch of areas, and these areas will have a lot of gameplay time. Plus, just like yooka-laylee, the areas look pretty massive. About the 3 main upgrades, Right Nice Games shared a lot more detail. Here it is. A question was asked by Gaming Trend: what kind of ability upgrades can we expect to see throughout the game? Are there any abilities that you're particularly fond of? Leo: my favorite mechanic in the game has to be the time bubble that is activated from the time pedestals in the desert level. The person is talking about the Oasis. We're going to have 3 upgrades in the game, 1 for each main world. I guess you've already seen 2 of them, the classic jetpack and time orb. We'll show you the last ability once it gets a bit more polished. Here's an exclusive hint: think magnetic. Think magnetic. Wow, I'm terrible at this. Magnetic boots? What do you guys think? Anyways, so pretty much the game is in the polishing stage. So for those of you wondering, there you have it. Now let's move on to our main characters. Well, main character I mean. Who is Skylar again? Skylar is a snow leopard, a cat mixed felon. She was kidnapped by CRT, the main villain. He's a computer. It's a computer. The computer built this soldier. It had this plan in mind: to take over Clover Island, to steal all of the artifacts. There used to be a lot of civilization. Basically, this evil computer is turning the whole place into this wasteland. Skylar didn't want to get involved, so she eventually finds Plux, an islander, and they both decide to stop CRT. For those of you wondering, how many characters will be playable in this game? Only 1, and we're talking about Skylar. For Plux, they were thinking about making him playable at one point. Here's what was explained during the Gaming Trend interview. Skylar is a cat and Plux is a bird. How will these 2 characters function together? Will there be many moves that utilize the strengths of both characters? Leo explained, that's an ongoing discussion. Right now you can only control Skylar. Plux is more of a narrative addition to the game. He's an inhabitant of Clover Island and knows a lot about the world, whereas Skylar is a bypassing traveler that happens to get dragged into this conflict. Since we're such a small team, we're really trying to make the most of what we have and only choose to implement the mechanics we think are the most valuable for the player experience. We have a few ideas for Plux, but we'll keep it in secret for now. Now, this was mentioned a few months ago now. Someone asked the question on Twitter. Here it is. 1 question: both characters will be playable? They replied, the game will only have 1 playable character. However, we've considered adding more as DLC if people are interested. So back then, they were thinking of implementing a bit of gameplay for Plux, but now they're considering DLC. What do you guys think about that? I don't mind DLCs as long as it doesn't take away the main story. If you have to pay to finish the main story, I'm not a huge fan of that. But anyways guys, they haven't confirmed anything regarding DLCs for now. This is all they mentioned regarding DLCs on Twitter. They said if people are interested. So I guess time will tell. Alright, next, as for boss battles, there's only going to be 1, and it's the main villain. Pretty much, the game will focus more on platforming and collecting a bunch of treasures. That's what Right Nice Games is aiming for. Now, we haven't gotten many updates when it comes to like gameplay trailers. We only got a bunch of screenshots on Twitter, and like I said in the beginning, they're very active on Twitter. That's awesome. As for a gameplay trailer, a brand new one, I'm pretty sure we'll get one soon. They even mentioned this on Twitter. Maybe during Paris Games Week, which is being held between October 27th and 31st? Who knows? First screenshot, we have a beautiful sunset, and I'm assuming this is in the Oasis. It looks pretty nice. Next, we move on to a comparison. On the left, it's what the game used to look like, and the heart kinda reminds us of Jak and Daxter. On the right, that's what we currently have, which looks fantastic. Next, we got a screenshot of Hercules, and I'm assuming he's located, well, it's a statue, it's located in the lava world. Talking about lava, here's a screenshot of that. I really like the yellow lights. It adds a cool effect to it. Although the game will have 3 worlds, I might be mistaken though. The environments look pretty huge. Now here's a screenshot of nighttime. Right Nice Games mentioned that this is outside of CRT's factory. So the screenshot before, I'm I'm assuming that was inside CRT's factory. Now I have a question, are we going to explore the outside during nighttime? That'd be great. Next, we move on to this tropical island, which is Clover Island itself. And maybe this part of the island is called the fishing village? Who knows? In this screenshot, we notice the old version of the collectibles. We have coins, not rings. I know they look like rings, but no, they're coins. And here's another old screenshot from 2015. We notice Skylar with a helmet on. Her design looks pretty much different. Next screenshot, we are still inside CRT's factory. The hole we see in the middle is called the egg hole. Since, you know, the surroundings, it kind of looks like eggs. Yeah. Now we move on to a mysterious painting on the wall. What could it mean? Now Clover Island used to be civilized. There's a bunch of hidden treasures, a lot of old artifacts. So this image on the wall, could it maybe hint towards a hidden treasure somewhere? I'm probably overthinking. What do you guys think? Next, this scene right here, it appears to be a cutscene. And for those of you wondering where's Plux, Right Nice Games explained that Plux was asleep during this time. So I'm guessing this is a cutscene. Now, like I said in the beginning, they recently released two brand new screenshots of two brand new locations. The first one is inside CRT's space station. And guys, it looks very polished. They're currently at that stage. And it looks fantastic. The shadows look a lot better than before. I've been reading comments on the old gameplays and stuff. People were like, oh, the shadows look a bit rough. Are they gonna fix it or stuff like that? No, really, the shadows this time, they look pretty great. Notice the trail of gems. This leads to another area. And on the outside, we notice this glass panel and a bunch of trees inside. I'm guessing we can also explore that area. And judging by the outside, the lighting, this is probably in the tropical world, the tropical area of the island. Okay, since this game is called Adventure on Clover Island, I'm assuming that all of the worlds, all of the areas are within this island. Now, what about the other factory? It was nighttime, right? If both the factory and the space station are located on Clover Island, okay, yes, space station has the word space in it, but maybe the name is simply space station and it's probably located on Clover Island. Then is there going to be a night and day system? I mean, we're not talking about planets, right? So I'm wondering what they're gonna do with that. Or maybe the screenshot we saw during the night, maybe that's a cutscene, and all of the gameplays in the game probably take place during the day. Now I'm wondering, is there going to be a hub world? Are there going to be hub areas? Look, Clover Island has many environments. There's snow, there's lava, there's a desert called the Oasis. If the game takes place on an island only, then how will it all connect? Are we going to enter these sort of portals? Could one of these portals take us to a Clover Island which is snowy? Maybe we'll find out more in the next gameplay trailer. Anyways, we move on to the last screenshot that was revealed on Twitter. Again, we are inside CRT's space station. Again guys, the visuals look a lot more detailed, and the lighting, the shadows and all, it looks pretty great. One last thing guys, some of you may be wondering, is Skylar and Plux going to get released physically? Now back in March it was mentioned that no, there won't be any physical copies, only digital. But very recently on Twitter, they mentioned stay tuned. They didn't say no, it's not going to happen. They just said stay tuned. So I guess we're gonna find out soon enough. But anyways guys, this video was kinda long, so if you watched the whole thing, thanks. Now tell me what you think in the comment section. What do you think of Skylar and Plux? Are you going to buy this game? Are you a fan of platformers? If so, leave everything in the comment section. And as always, I've been Vivi, and thanks for watching guys.